They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. Dances away to buy time. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming.
Well, you see them there taking the shot. I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their head. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be
going to let it fly. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
And that's really good discipline by this defense because they've given up some yards on the ground. And so naturally you think, be more aggressive, commit more bodies. Nice job staying patient, playing your responsibility on the outside, not giving up the deep ball, making them earn this, go down the field, and not give up those big plays.
He works his way to the 21-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down.
There was just nowhere to go with the football for the quarterback throwing it. So he tried to create, he tried to...
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Sellers to throw for it on fourth. Unloads to the wideout. And they can't connect a costly turnover on downs.
It's really early in the game right now, and if it's fourth and short, fourth and medium, maybe I see going for it, certainly. But fourth and long, that's a situation I think you got to punt and just let the game play out. Trust your defense a little bit more.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Wilson. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll give it to Fluff. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp.
Not so fast. You think it's going to be automatic, second and short. They're just going to turn around and hand it off. But how about the penetration up front defensively, shutting that play down?
Yeah, and if your defense wants to be aggressive, well, that's fine. Third and short, I still got fourth down as well. So don't be afraid to be aggressive on those and play action because defense a lot of times really expects run. And it can take some big shots in man coverage down the field.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Dead center perfect. The lead now 6 here in the second.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Here's Sellers to throw. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts, and I used to love when the fans got involved when I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Looking to throw, it's Sellers. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Another incompletion on third down. Guys, look at this. A surprise. They're going to gamble and go for it here on fourth down. Sellers to the air again. Fires to the middle. Intercepted. The defense has set him up. He'll try to take it back.
What a big game-changing play. I love when you see defensive players, they jump on the ball like they were the offensive guys. So aggressive, going and getting that pick, creating some big mojo for your team.
They'll run it in the red zone. It's Wilson. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on second.
They'll run it with Bothwell. Could not find a hole. This defense clogging up everything. It's third and goal.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on third down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play uptight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
The Gamecocks spin the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They could make this a 2-possession game with a field goal, but they want to put a little distance, a little cushion to their lead. They'll go for it on fourth down. A designed run for the quarterback. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
You know, there's so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with the lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
And let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
And with the extra point, they stretch the lead to 13. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Just about 30 seconds to go, and you want to score, but the last thing you need to do is give up a cheapie. Throwing, Sellers. Those 2 failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Looking to throw, it's Sellers. That's caught. It's Harbor. And they pick up just a few on that completion. The Bulldogs will use their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Going to try to get it himself. Oh, he's got some space. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his feet as he moves those sticks. Timeout called here by South Carolina. That'll be their second. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. And they're not on the same page there.
And that's where quarterbacks, you know, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. But the longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off timing, a lot of times it ends up in incomplete passes.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Sellers. Going over the top. He's got it way down the field. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
Timeout, South Carolina.
One more snap coming before halftime. Looking to throw. Under fire. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
That's a huge play for the offense because it keeps this thing one possession. They're going to be receiving first in the third quarter, and if they can keep this thing moving, all of a sudden they may have the lead here very soon.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer.
Good job by the QB there, using his cadence, using his clapping, trying to get this defense offside.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. The Gamecocks will kick it away to start the second half. Coming out with it, it's Johnson. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll start on the ground with Fluff Popwell. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Taylor wants to throw it. Rushes on him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, he didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to take a shot. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
And this offense is just, they've struggled to get in a rhythm. And I like they take a shot down the field, but interested to see how they can maybe get some easy completions for this quarterback and get him in a little bit of a rhythm.
Not a lot of room to make this catch. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. So they get the ball back after the defense forces a punt, and I'm sure they tried to make some adjustments at halftime after a little bit of a rocky first half. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
Here's Sellers to throw. Makes the grab. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man and someone gets picked or can't keep up with your receiver, you just put it out nicely in front of them, they're going to make the catch, and they're going to take it a long way. Really great execution. Nice job by the receiver creating separation, and beautiful throw out in front of the target.
And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense.
Hey, how about this, D? You think they're locked in and dialed into this quarterback and his ability to run the football? You've seen him make plays throughout this game. They know it. They're seeing it, and they're making...
Unleashes one deep. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down.
And you see, once you start to get to the red zone, the contested catch rate goes way through the roof. Who can make those plays when you're physically getting hit? Nice job by the defense, man. Make them earn it. Make them feel it. Get your hands through the contact of the football when they're trying to make the catch. Great job breaking on the football at the perfect time.
Well, this defense was ready for go-balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
4th down, Sellers escapes trouble. Slings it downfield. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Mississippi State comes out on offense to start the drive. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Makes a grab and room to run. Good pick up there as he gets the 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hands, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Bluff Bothwell again. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
On 3rd down, here's Bothwell. That defensive front just flat whipped him as they knock him down for a big loss.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Looking to the big tight end. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
Bring in the heat. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. The run inside, it's Fuller. Maybe some room here. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Nine-yard pickup on 1st down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. Gonna run it. It's Fuller. Defense makes a stand as the clock runs down to 0. As we head to the quarter break, Mississippi State has the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Running inside, it's Fuller. They get him down, tough run, picks up 4, they'll mark it at the 19. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. From the red zone, it's Fuller. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Gamecock! And they take it in for 6 more points.
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
Extra point here will give them the lead. And the extra point gives them a 1-point lead here in the 4th. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished it off with an exclamation point, running it in from the 19. Fielded in the end zone. It's Johnson. Bulldogs offense is on the field, ready to get this drive cranked up. And now, after being stymied for this entire second half, they must put a scoring drive together here and answer that last touchdown. Trying to set up the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed.
That's a really nice job by the cornerback, playing with his eyes. He sees the running back release out of the backfield, sees him get the ball, and this guy's tough. You know, there are a lot of corners out there that would try to submarine these rig running backs, and then they get hurdled. Not this guy. Good job getting the tackle, getting him on the ground.
Short pickup of 4 on first down, dealing with a 2nd and 6. They'll move the wide receiver. Taylor wants to throw. Time to take a shot. Knocked away at the last minute, and that is precision defensive back play there.
Well, talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. South Carolina's offense heads out to get this drive started. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Throwing, Sellers. Got the back over the middle. Breaks into the open. And the defense finally able to corral him at the 45. That will move the chains. 2-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back.
How about this offense, man? You gotta love it. Late in the 4th quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run, back it up with a pass, getting the 1st down, a few more 1st downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fuller. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. A mere 4 seconds after the clock stopped for the 2-minute timeout, the defense gets it stopped again, trying to get the ball back. I'd expect we're going to get another dose of the running game at this point, even though it's 2nd and 11. To the air, it's Sellers. The throw to the outside is complete. Makes the grab in their space. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down.
And we've seen him do it by land, right? They've been handing him the football, and he's been finding space, making some plays, and now he does it by air. They find him, throw him the football, proving to be a dual threat. This is a guy they like to feature in this offense because he'll continue to make big plays.
On the delay, it's Fuller. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard. Mississippi State calls the second of its 3 timeouts. They'll get together to decide how to play this second down. Lost 1 on that last one, it's 2nd and 11. Right back to the well. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. You know what they need, you know what they want, and you know what they deliver on 3rd down. More cowbell. To the ground to try to pick up the first. And he fights his way, but they'll stop him just short of the line to gain its 4th down. Final timeout taken by the Bulldogs. And now they are powerless to stop the clock with a timeout. Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. So they were getting up against the play clock, and they don't want the penalty. They'll take the timeout here. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Stretched out the lead, and now they can't catch it with a field goal.
Well, you're always going to wonder what woulda, coulda, shoulda happened on 4th and inches had they gone for it. But with this kicker, I like taking 3 points and putting it on the board.
He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Taylor wants to throw it. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Gamecocks. A pick 6.
And this is exactly what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point 4th quarter lead. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Williams. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a 1st down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball.
Looking long. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Looking for more room. Might as well finish with a little flair. The defense comes up with a turnover, and they can take a knee if they choose from here on out.
Such a hard position to be successful in when you know you need 2 scores and it's under 2 minutes. The defense, look at them. Great job playing pass, understanding the situation, breaking on the football, and ending this football game.
He wants to go deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Sellers throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock. Fires to the end zone. He was open, he had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's 2nd down. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Looking for the score. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And now with the extra point, they're up by 18 here in the 4th. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play.
Number 14, set to kick it off.
He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. He gets it across the 25 to the 27 after bringing it out of the end zone. After this, it'll be a wrap. Taylor wants to throw. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And this is dropped and incomplete, and that's sort of a microcosm of how this game has gone, and time has run out. You're going to hear guys after this